Hello there YouTube, this is Siddles and Bits back at it again. Today we're going to be playing a different game. We're going to be playing One Step from Eden. This is part of Roguevember, a event throughout the month that we are going to be showcasing hopefully up to 10 of my favorite roguelikes of all time, and ones that I don't think are very popular. For some reason. Sorry about that. And so it might be possible that you know about these games, but I don't hear about them a lot, and I think that they need a little bit more exposure. So I'm willing to take this platform here during the month of November in order to showcase these games as well as I can, and sort of show you guys hey, maybe you guys want to play these games. So, what is One Step from Eden? One Step from Eden is a deck building roguelike, but it's not most deck building roguelikes. Like nowadays, it's sort of gone into a trend where oh, you can have real-time combat and decks at the same time. But One Step from Eden actually kind of did it a while back. We're going to be making a deck of cards, and we use those cards to attack things. But it's obviously going to be in real time, and it's going to act a lot like if you're a millennial like I am, you may have recognized Megaman Battle Network series. It's highly influenced off of that, and so you're going to see a lot of similarities with some of the attacks, but it also introduces a lot of fresh things into the genre. And again, hopefully we will not suck. Just an FYI, game is playable with controller. It's also playable with mouse and keyboard. Reason why I'm currently playing with controller is not because I feel like it's better. Whatever you think is best for you, go ahead and do. It's if my mechanical keyboard was being used, you would hear that constantly, and I would pretty much have to edit it out. I wouldn't be able to talk about things, and it'd be hell to edit in general. So we're going to be using the controller. If I suck, that's not the reason why I suck. The reason why I suck is because I haven't played this game in frickin' 2 years, and well, just in general, I would say that I was pretty good at the game when I stopped playing. It's just that, well, I stopped playing due to being diagnosed with a vestibular hypofunction, which makes it hard for me to track things on screen. I get very disoriented, nauseous, migraines, all that stuff. This game isn't very friendly to that, and you're probably going to realize why once we start playing. But if it sounds like I'm suffering on my end, it's because I actually am. So don't worry about that though. We're gonna be okay. But yeah, it's very disorienting, and I'll give you guys some tips on how you can kind of understand the chaos that's going around. Because if I was to give this game one flaw, it's that there is a lot to learn. It's got a huge barrier of entry, but once you get down to it, making decks and stuff like that is very free form. Runs are pretty fun. I really enjoy the game. It's just that, again, it hurts my brain. So we're going to be playing as Celicy. And the reason behind this is because they sort of showcase a lot of some of the tech that other characters would have to spend a lot of resources to get to. And this, even when I was playing the game, this was my worst boss. The bosses in this game are the characters that you do not choose. And me trying to come in fresh and fight against this boss, which was already my number one wipe of when I was actually actively playing the game, doesn't seem like a great idea. So we are playing as this character so that we don't have to play against this character. Otherwise, you're going to start with Saffron normally. They're very good, very well-rounded. Reva is also very good for moderate to easy players because they have tons of shielding. They have access to a ton of block. Gunner is fun, but is hard to manage their mana. Hazel is able to build constructs and actually like have basically summons on the field, power up those summons, has lots of movement to like move their turrets around. Very fun character. If we get to play multiple runs, this is probably the character that I will either play last or next, depending on how well it goes. Terra generally just tons of nukes and has lots of abilities to like break enemy tiles, which is important because obviously if a tile is broken they can't move there. That'll make sense later. Shiso is all about like perfectly planning like the wombo combo. And Violette is actually my favorite character, but yeah, she's a very complicated character, and again, I don't want to go into like the most complicated character in the game. So I'm hoping also to work up to one of these runs because absolutely fun. Anyways, let's allow us to get started. I think that I can actually go and explain her kit here. So every character starts with 4 skills. Up at the top left is the mana cost. We gain mana over time. So I don't know what our starting mana like per second is, but stuff that costs 2 is quite spendy. I believe we have a maximum of 3 at the start that easily goes up. We easily get more mana per second. We can refund mana for certain things. And so what Celici Common generally works on is Frost. Frost is a debuff that we can put on enemies. Whenever they have 3 stacks, they'll instantly pop that Frost for 150 bonus damage. It is quite a lot. She has Cold Medicine, which heals the target for 40, but applies to Frost. Obviously, this is a net gain because if it applies Frost or you just apply Frost immediately afterwards, it doesn't matter that you just healed the target for 40. You can also use this in certain situations, which we will explain later. Fate Shield is just kind of... It's definitely a high skill item. I probably won't pull it off. It gives you 200 shield, which is a lot. You have 1,000 health. And the thing is that it's going to cause a line to go across the screen. If the line hits the enemy, then I lose that 200 shield. So I'll try and show off the tech behind this later, and this is a delayed 3x3 explosion on current tile can hit self for 150. We'll also show that one off. Our passive artifact is that we start battles with 40 shield. Pretty nice for when you're like not pretty good at the game right now. And we have access to Snowpiercer. This is our weapon. Instead of always needing a card to attack, each character has a specific weapon that just does a thing. And so what we're able to do is we're able to dash forward, deal 80 damage, and we get to restore mana per Frost stack on the target. Now, obviously, like, 1 stack of Frost is worth 80 damage. 2 stacks of Frost is not worth 80 damage, but maybe we need that mana. Usually you just use this in order to deal damage. And hopefully that's all the explain that I have to do. Hopefully I didn't lose all of you guys. Trust me, it's going to get a lot more complicated. We're going to go on normal, we're going to start the game. Okay, I didn't explain anything there because I wanted to make sure that I did that flawless. That was a combat. We'll explain that more after this. After every combat, we get the choice to add any of 3 cards to our deck. And so all these cards belong to a specific theme, or in lore standards, it's a corporation that makes these cards. So obviously a corporation is going to focus on one specific theme. So Phalanx is usually about defense. I could potentially go for a shielding build on this, honestly. Like, that's probably wise. The problem is that this costs 3, and I don't really want it to stay in my deck. It does do 120 damage. The other thing I really like about this game is, as you can see, as I'm hovering over this, they are doing a preview of how this skill works. Sometimes the preview doesn't exactly know what they're doing, and they kill themselves, which is kind of hilarious. But it is showing me that, okay, 4 tiles away, we do 120 damage, then it pops a thing that we can collect for 80 shield. 80 shield, again, is a lot. Yeah. This is also quite decent. It's hard to miss enemies with, and that's kind of like what you're looking for when you're getting into this game or getting back into this game. You need something that is skill-free. We'll take Absorb. We can do stuff about this mana later. We'll talk about that. We go ahead, we gain XP. You gain more XP for a Flawless, I believe, or maybe it's better rarity of items. But when we level up, we'll be able to choose an artifact, which is basically like a relic in Slay the Spire. It'll give us a permanent benefit for the rest of the game. Okay, so the other good thing about this game is that between stages, you can practice all that you want, and you can't gain health, you can't lose health here. And as I was saying before, there's a little bit of tech in this Zenith skill, which is currently on our A. I suppose I should explain that first. So our deck is off to the left. We can see everything in our deck and the order that it's going to be coming in. And at any time, we basically have, we're gonna lose the deck builder comparison immediately. It's like you have 2 hands, right? And you're carrying 1 card in each hand. A is 1 hand, obviously, and B is the other. And so at any time, you have 2 spells to use. And at any time, if for whatever reason this is not good for us, we can shuffle and go ahead and shuffle the deck. Shuffling takes time. Some things make your shuffle take longer. Some things make your shuffle instant. Sometimes you deal damage on shuffle. Obviously, it's a roguelike. Anything that we talk that sounds like a thing can be built into other things for the most part. So this Ice Needle, I think I forgot to mention, just deals frost and goes forward, comes back. We don't actually have to worry about it hitting us. Going back to the Zenith, we have our attack, or our weapon, which is this slash here that hits 4 tiles in front, and you can see that it is using 1 mana, and we need mana in order to use it. We don't need mana in order to use Zenith. And as it said, it will deal damage to us, and it hits us on our current tile, but you may have noticed in that last fight, if you're able to time it correctly, you are able to be on the enemy side of the field when it decides that it wants to go off, and there's a brief delay. So what it is it's B and then my attack. And now I can drop that 150 on the enemy screen. Same thing also applies to the shield. I believe this one is different. It's attack then shield? Yes. So if the enemy is in the front row, I can go behind the enemy, drop it behind them, and then I just get 200 shielding for free. It's still relatively slow. They can back up into it. Up at the top left, you can see our character, our current level. All of our relics are down below that. That green squares is our current money, and the red squares is our current health. We can also at any point, at this point, open our deck. If we had any upgrades, we could upgrade these cards. If we wanted to, we can go ahead and remove any of these cards. To be perfectly honest, I don't want to fiddle around with Fate Shield. Get that out of my deck. So, that has now been removed, and basically the important thing to note is that the larger your deck is, the more mana regen you get. But anytime you shuffle your deck, you lose half of your you lose half of your shielding. So if you're trying to play a tanky deck like we are, you don't really want a small deck, because then you're going to gain, like, say, 80 shield, immediately reshuffle, and then lose half of your shield. We also have focus, and at any point in the game, we can go ahead, select these focuses, and actually, like, determine, okay, I want to have a higher chance of gaining these cards versus these other cards. And, well, obviously, we are saying that we're going to go for a shield build so far, right? The run may say otherwise. So gaining Phalanx seems pretty good. We can even increase our chance of finding another brand of spell and make it a Phalanx if we want. And so that's something that we are fully able to do. If we wanted to also go into Frost, that would be Anima. Convergence has Trinity, which is a specific mechanic that we will probably have to explain when we get over to Violet, because that's like her shtick. Double Lift is basically about having the biggest deck possible, and you actually put a lot of cards called jams, which is literally just a waste of a card. And you can get benefits from jams or having a large deck. Glimmer is honestly just like, I don't know how to explain this. It's AoE. Laser beams, one of them is called Glitter Bomb, and it literally just drops like a fragmentation grenade on the enemy screen. Hearth is all about destroying tiles, rooting enemies, and a thing called Flow, which is basically... Oh, we'll hopefully get into that later, sorry. Turrets and structures on Hexawan. This is all about either like moving yourself or enemies around. Misery is about... it has some healing, but mainly it has to do with like inflicting self-harm, inflicting poison on enemies. Fragile, which makes enemies take bonus damage. Sometimes it's inflicting fragile on yourself. It's more of like the glass cannon, sort of like roguey type. And then Slash Vic is about like just quick damage. It's usually a lot of going into the enemy side of the field for like damage. And there's tons of things that cause these to like interweave with one another. But we're going to go double Phalanx because we're being a little bit weird. And we're going to go onward. So we got a sort of like a Slay the Spire map here. I would like to be able to like look across here, but they won't let me. And so up at the top you see the name of the place is Shiso. Like I said, the bosses that we're going to face are the characters that we don't pick. And so we have to go through 7 fields, which is each of the other characters, and pretty much Mortal Kombat our way to the top. Choosing here, that dragon there is a dangerous enemy, but it also has a chest behind it and the shop. I think that that's pretty good. Otherwise, this hazard here, chest, and then going down to that that campfire to heal seems like it would be pretty interesting. I think we're going to go up here though. Okay, so this is basically what Trinity is. This enemy has it, except they gain Trinity whenever we move, which is not how you normally gain Trinity. Trinity is every third cast does something bonus. And so they just get to use that I don't know how else to explain that, my apologies. This cactus just goes ahead and it will retaliate to damage that we deal to it. No problem. When the game starts getting like really crazy, just note that the main thing to note is that I'm only worrying about my end of the field. Once we start getting up to like floor 3, floor 4, there's going to be a lot of shit going on. All I'm worried about is what's going on my end of the shield. Gain 20 shield when you shuffle seems great, but gaining mana regen also seems pretty great. We don't Trinity cast, so Trident isn't very good. Honestly, give me the mana regen. And while there are some enemies that scale, at the start the most important thing is that you just aren't taking any damage. A couple of Hexawans here. $40 damage is alright, the heal is pretty good. This is hard to actually hit people with. We'll gain access to a heal. Hello? Oh, I hit map, not continue. Meet map. Alright. That monolith was going to give us a bad time when their duration ended, so that's why I decided to focus on that one. The plant was just sort of like cutting off that lane, pretty much. Restore 1 mana whenever frost damage is dealt seems pretty good to us. We will go ahead and take that. Chance to apply a frost stack whenever poison damage is dealt. Huh. Micro missiles also isn't bad. Doesn't our weapon deal like frickin'... Oh, it deals 10. I was thinking 80. That's per stack of frost. Okay, so micro missiles is actually quite bad for us. We could go into some poison there. Poison's pretty easy too. Getting access to the frost energy is kind of nice. So we're actually going to take this second phalanx, turn it into misery, start leaning a little bit more towards that. Okay, so I have a limited amount of time in order to get this enemy killed. Main problem is that I have to try and process what the heck is going on here. Okay, so now we're getting really off the frickin' wall. Flame damage applies poison, but whenever poison damage is dealt, we can also apply frost. It's kinda crazy. A shield gen might be interesting. It's got 80 HP. Blocks damage for us. Gets in the way of a lot of bosses, though. I'm not sure I like any of these. We're going to skip. Okay, so now we're at a shop, so we get to spend all of our monies that we happen to have. Gain defense equal to your current mana is actually quite nice, especially if we get like a lot of mana, but I'm not sure about spending all of our money here. Lose 30 spell power is literally 30 less damage with spells. That's kind of severe, but we also have a lot of damage, but it's also to heal, which we don't need. These are kind of like the packs of punishment, or no, that's not correct. In Hades, there was the chaos events that gave you a deficit for a certain amount of rooms, but also gave you a boost at the end. This, you get both immediately. And the other thing to note is that I can't really show it off here because it doesn't really behove me to do it for the cost, is I can take this, and then like I said, the enemies have 50% chance to fire a missile on hit for 3 battles. That's technically an artifact I have. Another thing I can do is I can actually remove artifacts. So I can just go ahead and remove that. Now obviously gaining 25 money to then spend 65 money to get rid of that is not a good move. And it's not something that I'm looking to do anyways. So that's why I'm not looking at doing that at all. Both of these packs are honestly quite bad. I might re-roll here, but I'm also looking at that Aether. Defense reduces all damage taken by its amount. Problem is that we have a lot of expensive spells and we don't have a lot of max mana. So it's not really that good for us. We might honestly just re-roll here. Gain 150 max HP, seems pretty good. We can afford this mana gem. Some spot healing. Dead enemies leave behind flames. That's actually really weird and I think correct. We'll go ahead, we'll take that. We'll donate some blood here and give me Frostbolt. And can we afford an upgrade? We cannot. Okay. That's our life. And now I want to change this misery to Anima, because that is where the burn and frost damage is. I think that this is actually now going to be slightly better for us than just going for straight poison damage, even if the straight poison damage is easier. Okay, so it's going to be very hard for me to explain Shiso during the fight, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain a bit about him ahead of time so that you know exactly what's going on. First off, this is Shiso Floor 1. Technically speaking, there's 8 different levels of bosses, and that is, you know, the order that you fight them in. As they go up in level, they'll gain more attacks sometimes. The time between their attacks, their projectile speed, stuff like that will be faster. But Shiso in general is just annoying. Like, I think he's one of the easiest ones, and before I get killed by him, he's going to try and lay a bunch of traps on the ground, get me caught in a trap. He's going to force me to shuffle my deck. He's going to put jams in my deck, which is useless, right? It's a card that does nothing. And he's going to do all sorts of stuff like that. Otherwise, like, just try not to get hit by him 5 head is the easiest way to explain it. Oh, jeez. I can't hit that thing for shit. Yeah, my reaction speed on this keypad is not great. I'm gonna hit him with that one of these days, I think. I want you to do the shots, please. Oh, I got him. Okay, so after every boss, you have a number of decisions that you can make. Well, 2, actually. You can either spare the character, which will heal you for 400, and then also give you a boon throughout the rest of the game, depending on the character. Shiso, whenever we go to, I believe it's campfires, will give us items or artifacts. Or we can choose to kill them, which will give us tons of XP, loot, and increase what's in the game called our luck, which luck is tied to the rarity of your drops and also the difficulty of the game. So since we are bad, we are going to actually go to the map and go to the next area, and that is going to allow us to spare him. There is different endings for going what they call genocide run. I would call it like, you know, like I don't know. I don't like the term genocide because it has implications with it. But you can choose to murder everybody for a certain ending. You can choose to ally with everybody for a certain ending, or do a mix, and all those have different bosses associated with them. I think wildfire is what we are looking for here. We need to get more flames on the field. We also need upgrades to our abilities. This is Dark Zone. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. I forget what the qualifier is to open Dark Zone, but this is basically just this map, but I believe 1, maybe 2 tiers ahead. It's going to be rough. And we also have a mini boss before our campfire there. It's not going to be a good time. Okay. Whoop. I don't know how you hit me there. Okay, thank you. So this monolith will actually, like, absolutely destroy anybody who gets in their way. Or that actually attacks them. And so, being able to trick them into actually attacking that was pretty good. That nurse there is called a hostage. You can absolutely destroy the hostage on accident, or on purpose in some cases. But it sort of made that fight a little bit difficult since a lot of what we had was line shots, especially since I had the random fireball one. I definitely don't want to kill the hostage because they give me a benefit. That one was a nurse, they heal me. There are ones that give you items, ones that give you money. Generally speaking, you want to keep them alive, but there are also items and other stuff that would make you not want to do that. The shotgun isn't bad. Restore half mana cost. I also like Frost Barrage too. Especially for -1 mana cost. I think I can get behind that. Oh no. How do I save you? Like that. Whew! You'll also run into a lot of those. I definitely like the idea of a firewall. Again, we want flames because flames add poison, and when poison hits, it has a chance to add frost. I'm just thinking about the deck. We don't have any removes, so it's not like we can do anything about it. Okay. What's with all these hostages? Ugh. Well, I'm just getting destroyed here. I used the hostage. This fight was not good for me. You know what? Yeah, I'll gain 2 defense. I really need it right now. Give me shield when I shuffle, please. Okay. And if we choose to, we can destroy this rabbit for more luck. I think that we already have our hands full. We're going to choose not to do that. Oh, I thought that that was my reward. You're going to stay on that row, so we're going to go ahead and hit you with that. Oh, jeez. Gain 2 attack damage. That's specifically to my weapon. That's kind of not good. Minesweeper is decent. It's easy damage, but I'm not sure that that's like what we're looking for. I think all these are pretty bad for us. We're going to go ahead and skip that. Oh, I missed it. Oh my good lord. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm panicking. Oh, jeez. And she even gave me a mercy. That is insulting. So I guess I get to show off that that's something that happens. It doesn't make me feel any better. Maybe going dark mode wasn't the best idea. I don't know. But I'm going to keep on going. This is going to be Hazel because each of the biomes has only 2 people that can be a part of it. Hit all enemies that have frost and leave a flame on them. I'm not sure if that's necessarily good for us right now. I'll choose to believe, though. Let's go a little bit less aggro. I'm actually surprised that I'm getting that that dash shot. Heal me, please. Really surprised I'm getting that dash shot. I don't think that any of this is good for us. This is... like, we might as well take the 1 mana. There's no point in skipping that. Anubis isn't bad. 40 poison to all enemies is a lot better than some other options that we might get. So I will go ahead and take that. We do want to kind of try to start trimming this deck a bit, but we have no removals to do so. It's just a mess. Like I said, 4-3, this is going to start getting ridiculous. I'm mainly just worried about what's on my side of the screen. Super minigun, huh? We have 2 attack power. Wait, that's not attack power. Do we even have 4 mana? We do. This actually seems pretty good. Not good for hostages, though. That's for sure. I don't think that we want this. We will actually skip that. That's actively bad for us. Oh my god. They really wanted us to go into a kunai build, didn't they? I mean, this is still 50 shield. Okay, Hazel's going to be interesting. She has turrets that she places down, which is kind of like her general character shtick, right? We should hopefully be able to deal with them quite easily. I whiffed that. I'm actually quite worried about this because... Oh, I guess she's a low enough level. She can get you caught up in that. And on later like floors, that deals a lot of damage. Whew. We are going to keep with the good girl run. This is going to be Violet because the other ice biome character is Celicy and can't be Celicy because that's us. Hazel is going to build some turrets on either our side or the enemy side of the field. I think we're going to save this nurse. Oh. I thought that attack was my shield and I went to eat it. Not exactly wise. When frost damage is dealt, also root the target for 2 seconds. Apply fragile when frost damage is dealt. These are both pretty good. Wish I could have both. I honestly think that probably Snow Boots is best. We're going to have to fight some bosses that don't like sitting still. We are not going to go down Dark Path again. And again, this monolith here we don't want to hit because it will absolutely shrapnelize us if we do. So I'm waiting for this enemy to frickin' move. Okay. We're pivoting back over into an ice build. I don't want to use this shuffle. I can't use this, shuffle me. There we go. That's not bad. I like it better than adding a jam to my deck, that's for sure. Again, generally on defensive builds like this, you want a larger deck because shuffling reduces 40% of your shielding, but I'm still a little bit wider than I would want to be. Okay. Another thing I suppose I should explain is that a lot of skills are saying that they attack 3 tiles away, 4 tiles away. The reason that that is, and why that's like relatively okay, is you might notice that we've got like this plus sign around this this now top left. It's like mirroring where we're at. That's just an aim assist to help you know where 4 tiles is at. And so we know that we're going to move forward 3 with this to attack the 4th tile. And that allows us to somewhat aim there. What do you got for me? 1 shuffle for shuffle time increased by 4 seconds. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's a good trade deal, Howie. That's unfortunate. Restore 0.2 mana when flame damage is dealt. That happens relatively often. Still not sure if that's worth that. We'll go ahead, we'll buy it anyways. Buy us a couple of upgrades so that we can start looking into that. Restock this. What else do we got here? We got more mana regen. Gain mana regen when mana is below. Apply link for 7 seconds to a random enemy at the start of battle. Yeesh. Lose 30 spell power for another removal. I'll bite. Yeah, let's totally throw this run away. Let's upgrade yet another spell. Okay, so what are things that we don't want to see anymore? I think Zenith is fine. We're actually popping it off, which is odd for me. I'm not sure that I'm a fan of Wildfire. 5 shots on random tiles that leave a flame on hit. I don't think that we've actually gotten anything with that. Get that out of my deck. We can get rid of 1 more card here. Anubis is pretty easy. Meltdown's pretty good and synergizes with us. Flame Wall's easy to use. Cryokinesis, maybe it's this? I like the Hailstorm with the refund upgrade. I like the double cast shard toss. I like the Frost Barrage for less cost. I could see Frostbolt not being the pick because it's technically deals double the damage of Ice Needle, but since Ice Needle returns, it's a little bit easier to hit with. I suppose Ice Needle actually... if I could get a double cast upgrade on this, that'd actually be pretty good. Cold Medicine, maybe? Yeah, I think Cold Medicine's probably outlived its welcome. Alright, let's try and upgrade this guy and see if we can't get anything good. So, whenever you upgrade a skill, you'll notice that there's like letters here. L, J, F. L, J, F does the same thing on every skill regardless of which one it rolls. Of course, certain skills it doesn't make sense for it to roll on certain upgrades, and so they are limited there. But otherwise, you could have a FFF Ice Needle, or you can have an LFJ Ice Needle, or, again, this is just the ones that roll here. Chance to hit twice actually seems like it's what we want. The 25% chance to leave a flame on hit obviously is synergistic, but not quite what I'm looking for on this skill. So we'll go ahead, we'll take that. Now it's going to take 2 upgrades to upgrade it again. Let's actually go ahead and go to Hailstorm. That seems like something that I would want to upgrade twice. And so now you can see that we have... Yo! So I don't want this to deal double damage and consume, because I want to use it a lot. Shots +4 and adds a jam to our deck. 4 shots is actually quite good on this skill, because it just means that we hit stuff. Otherwise, gain 10 shield. That doesn't really do it for me. We'll do Hailstorm XY, or YX, my apologies. And we want something else that's easy to use. Probably Anubis or Meltdown. Meltdown would probably be the best one. So we'll go ahead, we'll grab that, and 20% splash damage, interesting. I definitely don't want it to consume and give me 5 max HP. That is good, especially if you get it early in the game, but obviously, like, I want the skill. This doesn't cost 0, so having it give me 10 shield doesn't feel very great. I guess dealing splash damage is fine. Like, it's 12 splash damage, but I'm not gonna, like, skip that just to put something else on it when I don't have the upgrades available. So let's go ahead and keep going. The ice cubes are coming for my life. That really missed. And we took that curse that increases our shuffle speed, so that's why it's going to take 12 centuries. That's not bad. Also, 150 shield once. Problem is when are we actually going to hit bosses with this? I suppose we could practice it. Hold up. Yes. Alright, shuffle me. I want to see the Poison Slash. Okay. We dash first, then we use it. Alright, I think we can use this. Okay, so Violet is going to be more of a, like, rhythm game, which would make sense. I actually want to hit these because they are giving me shielding. And then she's going to do something like that. That. Can hit her with that though. Oh! Whew. Okay. I still think that we want to play pacifist here. We might as well take care of Terra early because she's my second hardest boss, and I definitely don't want to face her at like level 7. Oh, I forgot to use my leech. I'm not feeling any of these. Shop's down there. Let's go after the boss. Ow. One of these days I'm going to remember to hit leech. Gain 1 Trinity. If Trinity is full, gain shield equal to the damage of the spell in the other slot. Well, we don't get Trinity, so that's not really worth it to us. Trinity, Flow, and I forget what the other one is right now, are sort of like all in. You can't really like just put one card in and make it work. It actually takes like a full dedicated engine. Whoops. It was not the spell I thought it was. And so obviously, since we're going through Terra, a lot of the enemies are going to be destroying our tiles and restricting our movement. They're sort of trying to like plan you up for it, but also at the same time, like, Terra is just something else. You'll know when we get there if we don't die horribly against this boss. Fire or Frostbolt when you get hit. Lose 10 spell power. Do I care? Deal 10 bonus damage whenever hit deals 10 or more damage. Okay, so we don't care about the frost armor. Good. Oh, that was the boss. Never mind, we're fine. Shoot the rabbit. Oh, did that one wrong. Ow. Well, at least we got fully healed for it. Gain 4 spell power and 1 fragile at the start of battle. Take 50% more damage for 1 hit. I'm not sure that we attack fast enough or have spells like that we would actually want spell power. 50% fragile is not technically bad, but I'm just not really willing to deal with it. Double Thunder is actually pretty good. I don't know where that goes in our deck, though. Alright. So like I said, she's going to try and destroy a lot of our tiles. It's going to be pretty annoying. And then once we get here, she's actually going to force us to, like, dance around here. She also likes to jump around a lot like that. Oh, I pressed the wrong... There we go. I'm not sure that was worth it. Oh, fuck. hate these things so much. Like, they're not as hard as I make them look. Like, there is a trick to avoiding, like, those little zigzag projectiles. I just am not good at it right now. I jumped over there right when those explosives went off. That was terrible timing. I think we're going to die here. I don't think that she's going to spare us either. I think her chance is, like, very low for, like, lore reasons that she wouldn't want to, like, keep people alive as opposed to, you know, like the Shield Maiden. Oh my goodness, we barely lived. We did not deserve that. Oh. These are a very nasty set of enemies. So those landmines go off seconds after they're procced, so you can trip them. In fact, it's a good idea. This is training for Gunner, by the way, who is our next boss. And that has a slight delay to it. Okay, we need to go to healing. Hit yourself for 1 damage. And then apply Fragile on it. What is this? Oh my god, what's with these? Oh, this is terrible. Healing is down below. And the one with the least rewards. Well, I think that's what we're gonna need though. Oh, I jumped off too early. Why did you put your turret in front of where I need to be? I don't want to hit that. That was rough. Okay. None of those are doing it for me. Oh my god, that was close. I legitimately didn't think that we were going to be able to do that. Ring of Fire seems good. I'll take that. Oh. Cast the last spell cast. Interesting. Add 3 kunais to your deck. Not so interesting. Echo could be good, though. I'm not sure if that's worth a slot in our deck, though. We're going to skip that. We will not shoot the wabbit. Okay, I'm feeling a little healthy now. Lose 1 HP every second during battle. That is not worth 6 spell power to us. Excuse me? We are good without any of that. Increase shuffle time by 1 second for 4 defense. Huh. We don't really shuffle all that. That's pretty good. I really don't know how to explain everything that's going on here. He's got a lot of stuff. He's going to shoot these in order. Well, I mean, unless, of course, the terrain is destroyed, then he cannot. He has that charge that he does often. This is just a lot of mines. Oh, he's rooted. Of course, because that's something I do. Oh. Music died. Game, please. There it goes. You were rooted? Get wrecked. Yeah. I don't like all these on my side of the screen, dude. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I think the only thing that we technically had trouble with, besides obviously Terra and a little bit with Gunner there, was the Dark Reva, like, absolutely slaughtered us, and that's because I didn't know how to deal with the Swigglies, the diagonal attacks yet. Not saying that I do now, but it was definitely a cause of a lot of our damage there. Oh my god. Is the boy actually cracked? He says after he just got bullied by Gunner. I want to spend money. Okay, nah. I'm actually quite happy with our deck right now. It would have to take something like probably double upgraded for me to consider it, but our luck isn't high enough for them to offer us anything double upgraded. This is basically our weapon. Most notably, it removes shields from targets, which we give enemies a lot of shielding. Or I guess not as much as we could if we were to go into like a full deck like this, but that is quite notable, and it's also 120 damage. But it gets we get rid of it after the turn though. You know what, yeah, give me some extra damage. Why not? Like 120 is good for a card that we only have to play once. Oh, that's the whole column. I can't do that. I can do that though. Alright. We might actually win this. I don't remember how it counts for Reva sparing us, if that's still pacifist or like murder hobo victory. Poison targets explode, applying 60 poison to themselves and nearby targets, and apply fragile. You know what? Yes. Yes, I will take that. Take me to the shop. We have a boss. We have a boss in 2 and the final boss in 3, so we want to be wary of that when we're buying curses. Lose 5 money when you shuffle? Oh no! Anyways. Store 1 mana if idle for 1 second. That ain't happening. 25% chance to duplicate a consumed card when you cast it. We currently have 1 consumed card, and that is our Step Kick, I believe it's called. Not bad. I'll take it. Refresh your stock. Oh no! Anyways. That is terrible. Gain 1 luck when you take a spell. That's not really going to happen much. I will take some of that. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Step Pierce is the name of the skill. Anubis is a very good upgrade target. Okay. Double cast is kind of insane. And that's multiplicative? Never knew. Anubis QQ? Anubis QD is pretty freaking stacked, though. Which one of these is the one that shoots? This one shoots in a line. We could make this do more damage. Piercing? Holy crap. I'll be honest, all these look a bit garbage except for piercing. Bonus 40 damage, deal less damage. I mean, I guess, how many times are we honestly shuffling? Like, we'd have to shuffle more than 4 times in order for this to go back to the normal damage. I think I can get behind that. And 1 remove. I'm not sure I care to remove anything here. Like, there's probably some stuff that we should get rid of. Like, cryogenesis is hard for us to hit. We'd probably get rid of that. Otherwise, like, I suppose this is what we could do. We could take Cell Souls and then just remove that. We get 155 max HP for free that we can't fill. Alright, let's do this. Not bad, but I don't think that I'm good enough for Reflector right now. If I thought I was good enough for Reflector, I'd just play Reva. Okay. So one thing to note about Saffron is that she does a little bit of everything. Oh my god, that's actually terrible. Why did we destroy these tiles? And also, Saffron herself gains a free revive, a cheap death, if you will. So it's kind of important to remember that, because when we reduce her health down to 0, we're going to have to fight her again. She's got everything going off right now. Oh god, I missed. Oh! That counted as a friendly Reva then. Okay. I think she's still gonna bop us. I don't think it matters. But yeah, hitting myself with the pandemic was not a great move. We barely survived. Okay, we are in no way fit to go to this final boss at all. So please heal me. And we're probably gonna die here. I do not remember what this boss does. Oh! I have no idea what I was doing there. Alright, we got bopped. That's fine. We took off 2,000 health off the final boss. Probably would have went slightly better if we had more health. I honestly don't think that we were beating that boss, personally. I suppose we could have gotten some poison stacks up enough to actually like do some considerable damage to her, but not knowing what she does, I think that was pretty good. And that definitely went a lot better than I thought that it was going to go from my first showcase of this game. So, if you would like to see more of this game, please leave a comment down below. If you want to purchase this game, there will be a link down in the description below. So go ahead, check it out, support the dev. I suppose something that I probably should have noted ahead of time is that this game is pretty much content complete. Like, it's made by literally one guy. If they decided to just pop up out of nowhere and be like, hey, there's some more stuff for this game, I'd be happy, but otherwise, I don't expect anything to happen with this game. They've been improving sprites. That's about all that they've been doing. Otherwise, like I said, very fun game. Once you definitely know what's going on, it's a lot more interesting. Hopefully, it was still enjoyable to watch. Otherwise, if you have any other feedback, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put that down in the comments below. And until next time, I will catch you guys around.